Hey guys, good day. So, Carl Jung, the student of Sigmund Freud, who was more interested in the spiritual aspect of psychology, who I believe coined the term synchronicity, one of my favorite words that you've heard me talk about a lot, was also famous for the statement, until you make the subconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So in today's video, we're going to talk about making the subconscious conscious, which is also very much connected to healing the lower chakras, because really, as I understand it, the unconscious is connected to our lower chakra system. So what we might term like being directed by the unconscious is the idea that perhaps we have some trauma from childhood, as an example, that we used to be afraid of getting told off by our parents for being naughty, and every time we heard someone coming up the stairs in a certain manner towards our bedroom, we got nervous that we were going to get shouted at by our parents. And this is kind of lodged in our fight or flight survival mode of our lower chakras, and it's in our unconscious. So today, sometimes when we hear people coming upstairs and we're in our bedroom, we experience anxiety. And of course, this is because it's in our subconscious. As we make it conscious, we come to see that it's ridiculous to be anxious every time we hear footsteps coming up the stairs. So this is an example of what it means, how our unconscious can direct our life, and what it means to make it conscious. So the practice I'm going to share with you today, and this is very beneficial if you feel that you've had an awakening, but you're not in a constant state of bliss. so this probably refers to most everyone following my channel. So I feel that the majority of the people that I connect with, that I work with, have had some kind of spiritual awakening. Their conscious is very much up in their higher chakras, but they still have unprocessed trauma, subconscious beliefs in their lower chakras that kind of cause this polarization when one day you feel amazing, you feel like you're in euphoria, you're like, yes, I'm enlightened, I made it. And the next day you wake up and you're in anxiety, depression, and like you become very polarized. This is a sign that you've had an awakening and your consciousness is very much up in the higher chakras, but you haven't healed and made the unconscious conscious and healed and rebalanced and energized correctly the lower chakra system. So this is the practice I'm going to share with you today in the following process. So it's really quite simple. All you have to do is spend a little bit of time meditating and bring your consciousness, bring your focus of awareness, bring your attention into your body, particularly into the lower half of your body. This can include your legs and your lower torso, but particularly into the lower three chakras. So we're talking about the red, orange, yellow, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra, located in the spine. The root chakra is at the base of your spine, and the sacral chakra is, I think, just below kind of the belly button, and the solar plexus chakra is around this button, this bone just here, kind of a little bit below where the rib cage joins, in the middle of your sternum. So bring your attention. So spend a little time meditating. You can just spend a little time just sat, just quieting your mind, just centering yourself, just letting your mind chatter calm down. But the idea is, specifically with this meditation, that we're not actually aiming to quiet the mind. We're aiming to accept whatever arises. So the initial process is bringing our attention into our lower chakras, just sitting for a few moments and bringing our consciousness in and our awareness and focusing our attention on the lower chakras, on the lower part, into our body, bringing our attention into our body, and particularly the lower area of our torso and the lower chakras in this area, and the area around our sexual organs, the area around our belly, our back, our legs, and upper legs, upper thighs, and just bring your attention into this area of your body and just focus your attention on here. And sometimes you may feel like more grounded, more stronger, like more empowered, like a real strong energy. You may even feel a very powerful energy around your lower chakras that makes you feel really empowered and really strong. Other times you may find that it makes you feel anxious. As soon as you bring your attention in here, you notice fears connected with the lower chakras, fears connected with the lower conscious, coming to the surface. And whatever happens, it's all good, it's all well. And so the process is to bring your attention into the lower chakras, into the body, into the lower area of this body, and allow whatever arises to arise. Do not be in resistance. This is the real secret of this healing process, to not be in resistance to what is arising. So if you have a lot of fears arising, say a fear about paying bills or something, just to use a common one, like if you're having money challenges, just don't resist it. Don't try and like stop the mind and think I need to be meditating. Just allow those thoughts to be there, but try not to get too caught up in the thoughts. Just kind of say to yourself, okay, I can feel these fears arising. I can feel this anxiety. That's okay. That's fine. That's part of the process. This is good. I'm doing the work. This is all beneficial. I'm on my mission. I'm doing the work. I'm healing myself. I'm in the process of ascending in consciousness to help myself come to a deeper state of peace, deeper state of peace, deeper state of centeredness. And I'm also helping the entire world by doing this process and coming to a more awake, aware state in myself. So this is all good that this stuff's arising. But try not to get too much caught up in the story. The more you just let it be there, and the more you like just accept the energy, like feel the energy, feel the anxiety, the more you will begin to find it easier not to get caught up in the story. Say, okay, like I have these challenges with my bills, with my money situation, but for this process I'm just going to let the thoughts go wild. I'm just going to let the energy move and feel the anxiety, feel the energy, but I'm not going to get too attached up in it. I'm not going to try and work out how I'm going to fix my bill problem. I guess that's the secret. It's like letting the thoughts be there, letting the worries about the financial situation be there, and letting the anxiety feeling be there. But if you notice yourself trying to think, oh, well, tomorrow morning I'm going to phone the bank and I'm going to, maybe I get a loan and maybe I could work harder. Like, no, that's not the purpose. You're not supposed to be working out how to fix the situation. You're just supposed to be letting the thoughts there and like kind of letting them move through your system. I guess like they say in Buddhism, like you become the sky and watch the clouds, the thoughts moving through your system. Just allow the clouds to appear, allow the clouds to disappear, and allow them to arise. And this is the process. We're just sitting there with our attention focused in our lower chakras, and this will in our body, and this will naturally take our focus away from the thoughts and trying to fix the anxious thoughts, and into the energy that is the root of the thoughts, that is the root of the unconscious programming in our mind, and will begin the healing process. And so after you've done this for maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, if you feel really inspired and can keep going with it, just spend some more time after this, just kind of sitting down, just feeling the anxiety, letting the anxiety be there, just feeling any depression that might come up, letting the depression be there, and don't resist it. Just sit there and just accept that you feel anxious, accept that you feel depressed. If you feel this, don't choose to be depressed. Like, you might find yourself feel really empowered and euphoric, and like you shouldn't have too much effort feeling that. So, but if you're getting anxiety coming up after this, if you're getting depression coming up after this, maybe just lie down, maybe just crash out on the sofa and just feel these energies move. Just don't resist it. This is the real secret to this. Don't resist. But what you resist persists, and what you try and push away will keep coming back stronger. And this is like the real issue with meditating and trying to force negative thoughts to go away. And this can be really good to like combine this with the practice of just, you know, trying to silence the mind, or following your excitement, or whatever your spiritual practice is, self-inquiry, to take you into higher states of consciousness. Because if you are like getting into this polarized state through a lot of trying to quiet your mind, through self-inquiry, through following excitement, or whatever your spiritual practice is, you're finding you have breakthrough experiences where you're euphoric, and then you have experiences where you go down into depression and anxiety. This is good because this creates a kind of contrast where, like, when you're in the anxiety and lost in the thoughts and lost in the depression, you can feel like it's all true, it's all real, and it's your entire life. But then when you pop out of it, you come into a higher state of consciousness where you see, oh, this is all nonsense. What was I worried about all this stuff for? So this creates a kind of knowledge in yourself that the anxiety and the depression isn't serving you and it's not helping you, and but it keeps coming back. So the idea is that if you're in this place where you're polarized between, like, being in euphoria and bliss, or being in higher states of consciousness and going back into the negative energies, it gives you the understanding, the framework that you can, and you begin to see that they're not actually serving you. But the process that I've just described, the healing process, will allow you to really unlock the subconscious so that it stops coming back, that with time you transcend it completely. So that is the process, guys. Like I say, it can be good to combine it with other spiritual practices, because then you have kind of different perspectives, different views, and you can begin to see over time that it's not serving you. And this is the process of making the, what was it that Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. So we're going through so this is the process of making the unconscious conscious. And as we do this, we will begin to observe that most of these thoughts we're having are actually not serving us, they're not helping us, through the understanding that we gain from our other spiritual practice and our spiritual research, that we create our own reality. And so that having anxious thoughts doesn't actually serve us. What the issue is that while it's still in our unconscious, it can still direct our life, and we can still call it fate. For the Anyway, so you get the idea, guys. And so any questions, drop a message in the box below. Let me know how you get on with this process. And if you don't understand a lot of the philosophy and framework I've talked about, just understand that all you have to do is bring your attention into your body, bring your attention into the lower chakras. You can look up chakras if you don't know what they are, Chakra, and just don't resist what comes up, but try and just, like, feel the energy more, allow the thoughts to be there, but don't try and fix the situation. Don't get all lost and caught up in the thoughts and try and make it better and by thinking your way out of it. That's not the idea. The idea is just to let the thoughts be there, just to feel their energy, and just to allow. Ultimately, we're in a state of allowing, we're in a state of non-resistance, and we're in a state of acceptance, which is a kind of unconditional love, which is unconditional love. And so the more we do this, the more we're actually in a state of acceptance, in a state of peace, in a state of unconditional love, while the negative energies are moving. And with time, perhaps very rapidly, you'll begin to notice that the negative energies begin to dissolve, begin to dissipate, but you're still in the state of unconditional love, peace, gratitude that comes with the acceptance practice and the non-resistance practice of just accepting whatever's moving in your lower chakra system. And this is the healing process. And this is the healing. And this is the process of making the unconscious conscious, so it doesn't direct your life and you don't call it fate. Have a great day, guys. Peace, love, light, Shivai. Check out my website, jonathantrinity.com. Links in the box below if you'd like to book a private session with me. Have a wonderful day. Good luck on your healing journey. Shivai.